Hello everyone, this is Farrah from Kazi Law Offices coming to you for another update on immigration law as we know it, because every week things are changing. It is a tremendously exciting field of law because we are constantly learning and relearning the law every week practically. The latest news has been about F1 visas, which are student visas, and this new proclamation that has come out that says that if um, universities or colleges go to fully online courses, those who have student visas or F1 will not be eligible to continue on those visas and will have to either go to another university or college that allows for in-person instruction or will have to leave the country. This is obviously tremendously painful for those who are on student visas, as many of my clients are. It has thrown their plans into flux. And so, one of the things that I am advising a lot of clients that it does affect is for them to look at other options, particularly if they're planning to permanently stay here in this country. For example, in my case, some of the students are actually already married, and we're in the process or thinking about process of going and getting adjustment through their spouse. This would be the perfect time for you to do that because you do not want to create any sort of jeopardy for your student visa right now. So why not? Let's set up a consultation so that we can talk a little bit about your options and see how quickly we can move so that we can adjust your status. Now, I've had quite a bit of people coming forward just based on because their marriage plans have changed due to COVID. Obviously, that big wedding that you had envisioned has now become a very small affair. In some cases, it's even become a virtual affair, but that doesn't mean that you should delay your applications. It is more important than anything for you to get those applications in and for you to adjust your status ASAP so that no matter what changes are coming forward in the near future, it doesn't affect you because you've already got an application in and your process will already have begun. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you, and it's something that I had been wanting to talk a lot because I get a lot of questions about this, and it really makes me realize how tremendously important it is for you to become aware of your rights in this area. And that is something that I might have mentioned before, but I probably haven't explained quite well, which is about T visas. T visas are otherwise known as trafficking visas. They're for people that are here for either labor or for sex trafficking. Now, usually when you hear about that, you think about something very, very dramatic. And obviously they are dramatic because it's your life. But it can be something that you don't even recognize. For example, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Let's say that you were contracted to work for an employer. Like you wanted to work at the local 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts or a dry cleaners or a laundromat and you were promised a certain salary. So you were promised that you would get paid, $7 an hour, and instead you're getting paid something close to $4 an hour. Or you were promised that you would only have to work 20 hours, but you're actually working something more like 30 hours, but not actually getting paid for those hours. Those can be labor trafficking violations and could qualify you for a T visa. Let's say also that you came into a situation where the employer took away your passport and your identifying papers. I see this quite a lot with live-ins, so live-in nannies or live-in housekeepers, where they come in and then the employer says, I'm just going to keep your personal documents with me. Now, I've actually heard from both ends of this, and I'm always shocked by the logic that comes in. But the employers will sometimes even tell me, I did this because I thought it would keep it safe, and this way she can't leave, and this way I have an extra security because, she'll be more inclined to work with us. But that is not allowed. You cannot take somebody's personal documents in a way to ensure that she or he will not leave your job. And what you have done there is you've exposed yourself to a trafficking claim. And what the employee has now is a potential T visa claim. So there's ways that you can do this, and I've seen this like manifest in so many different ways. But it's usually somebody who has been induced or coerced into working outside of the home or even within the home in a way that is counterindicative to what they had initially accepted or contracted for. And in that case, if you are a farmer or an agricultural worker or a domestic employee, or you work in a factory, for example, or you work as a nanny or a housekeeper, or any of those things, those are just a few examples. Obviously, there's so many more. Or you work in a 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts or any sort of local service industry, and you know, as you're listening to this, you're thinking to yourself, you know, there has been some unfair things that have been happening within my workplace. You might be eligible for a T visa, and a T visa is a wonderful way for you to then to adjust your status, for you to get a work permit, and for you to get your legitimacy here within the United States. So let's explore that. We can talk about that in a little bit more detail if you give my office a call, 630-504-0648. The other question that I get a lot about is again about VAWA circumstances, but people don't actually know that they're VAWA. For example, most recently I've had calls and I've had questions one after another about either a husband or a wife that has recently gotten married or has been married for a while and is in a very controlling relationship. They were promised that they would get sponsored and that their paperwork would go through, and then suddenly the spouse is asking them to work long hours or to obtain some sort of money in order to quote unquote pay for the legal work that needs to be done. And no matter what they do, that debt is never fully actualized. And you know, they're cooking and they're cleaning in the house, and then they're working outside of the house, and usually they're fully responsible for the children as well, and they don't have access to their identifying documents, or they don't have the ability to go and meet friends or family or to talk on the phone freely. All of these are indicative of a VAWA claim. And whether you're a woman or whether you're a man, you can still qualify for this type of a visa. And that visa, again, gets you a work permit and gets you a way to do your adjustment within 1 to 2 years. It's a fantastic tool. It is completely confidential. You don't need to get anybody in trouble for it. You don't have to file a police report. You don't have to appear in court and do some sort of testimony or anything like that. It's a fantastic tool that is available to you. So many people don't know about it. I'm so passionate about telling people about it because I have seen it firsthand how it changes people's lives. The best part is that you do not need to be dependent on anybody in order to do it. You can actually stand on your own feet. You can do whatever you need to do in order to get it done. And you don't need to let anybody know, which is mind-boggling and so freeing for most people who are constantly living under the fear and the control of another person. So I urge you, give our office a call if you think that any of these things qualify. If you have other questions, obviously send us messages. A lot of times we just get these private messages and then I come on here and I kind of repeat those messages. Sometimes people are hesitant to put their comments into the lives, but then they start sending private messages to us. So whatever makes you comfortable, go ahead and do it. You can also give us a call at 630-504-0648. I'm attorney Farrah. I have a law firm in Chicago. I have clients all over the country and all over the world. In fact, one of the things that we are planning to do is to show you an interactive map of all of our clients because it's just so cool to see it all lit up. So give us a call and let's see if we can help you. We would love to be able to talk to you and see what we can do for you. Thank you and have a good rest of the week. Bye.